Next is a man who almost all of us know. Certainly, almost everyone here has learned from him. I don't think that there's anyone that has taught more of us and more of our children about how important the Indian River Lagoon is, the biology, how fascinating the seagrasses are, how important they are to the ecosystem. Please welcome Mark Perry.
Whew. All right, it's great to see everybody here today. You know, I grew up in the area. I was 5 years old playing down by the river. And fortunately, my parents didn't have to come down and haul me out and say there's toxic algae in there. I grew up in this area because it was nice and we had fish everywhere. We were fishing. But there were pioneers before my time, like Ernie Lyons and others, who fought for this, who knew that this discharge out of here was going to kill this river. And they were fighting long before I got here. But when I grew up and I became a high school student, we met out here and started burying outboard motors and protesting the fact that we're discharging here, and that was back in 1970. So you all are here, and I don't care if you've moved here just yesterday or you lived here for 15, 20, 30 years like I have, but get involved and get active, and you're doing that by showing up here today and talking to some of these elected officials that are out here today. So I congratulate you for being here, just like Maggie said. You know, the thing I want to make is a real quick point. You know, we've got discharges going on right now. They've got more water coming into the lake than can go out. We've got over 4 billion gallons a day coming in from the Kissimmee and only about 1.6 billion gallons a day going out. But none of it's coming here because the lake elevation is lower than this canal elevation. And what they've been discharging recently is actually from our own watershed. But you know what? It's just like David Guest said. It's their responsibility for all of this water that's discharging artificially into this estuary. And we can't stand for that. We've got to stop those discharges, whether they're from Lake Okeechobee or the local watershed. And we got to lean on the responsibility is leaning directly upon the elected officials of our state and our nation. And in fact, both federal and state officials should be notified that we're coming after you, and we're coming after you hard to stop these discharges. Now, we can all do something, and we can all do something coming up real soon in November 4th, and that's called the election. And if you're not registered to vote, I understand Martin County Supervisor of Elections is hanging around waiting to register you to vote. And let's vote for the people that'll get in. But I want to talk about, there's a section in our Florida Constitution, the Florida Constitution, Article 2, Section 7, says natural resources. It shall be the policy of this state to conserve and protect its natural resources. Adequate provision shall be made by law for the abatement of water pollution, for the conservation and protection of Florida's natural resources. That's our Constitution of Florida. And I want to leave you with this, that every elected official, including our governor, who's now Governor Rick Scott, is responsible. He took an oath to defend this Constitution. They took an oath to defend these natural resources and stop this pollution that's coming in. And people, we need to get on that governor, because he appoints the 9 members of the Water Management District. He appoints the head of Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and he's so powerful, he influences the state legislature. So whether it's the governor or the state legislature, they have the power and the responsibility to protect our natural resources and stop this pollution, and tell the federal government, if they have to stop dumping it in our waterways. And send clean water south. Send it south. And let's vote yes on amendment number 1.